I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Hunter.
This is the Family Show! Greetings, folks, and welcome to my Top 100 Games of All Time 2018 edition. Hopefully you got to see our show before. We did a little pre-party of stuff that just made the list, and today Hunter and I are going to go through and talk about my 100 through 91 games. Dun,
I'm
dun,
prepared.
Dun. Prepared for what?
Joy and sadness.
I've already forewarned him, and I warned in the pre-show of pre-ness.
Pre-show show?
The pre-show show, that this was a roller coaster of a top 100. I saw things plummet and things skyrocket and very few in-between stuff. It's interesting. So we'll see. I think a lot of it was we had some really solid games that didn't get much play last year. And we got, and vice versa. I mean, it's a really interesting mix. So we'll see how much I traumatize Hunter today. For those of you that may not have seen my show before, I'm very much an Omni gamer. I like to play a little bit of everything. And so you're going to see a little bit of everything. And I think even in this list, there are some heavier games and some light and fluffies. So enjoy. Hopefully you'll see something that you are interested in. You ready? That's right. Hold on tight, folks. So, my number 100, I feel like I'm starting off kind of with the cheat. Because it depends on the itch that you want to scratch with this. I, in particular, have Sonar here. But there's also Captain Sonar. And for me, it's like, are you playing with 8 players or are you playing with 4 players? Because I feel like this is a great 2 or 4 player game. And then Captain Sonar is fantastic at the full 8. This is Battleship for gamers. You get this wall, a little shield that you put up, and you're trying to find where people are moving their ship on this grid. It is absolutely so much fun. It's so tense. It just takes that fun that you had playing Battleship as a kid and kicks it up a whole new level. I absolutely love this game. Sonar edges it out a little bit for me, possibly because I get to play this one much, much more than I get to play Captain Sonar. So, Sonar or Captain Sonar, awesome pick for me. Yes?
186.
Wow. I'm impressed. Because this is not your kind of Mr. I don't play co-ops. You do
It's
have to
still
cooperate.
competitive, though.
It is. It's competitive and cooperative. I figure
I don't mind competing against other people with other people to kill other people.
A common enemy unites us all. Okay, I see how this works.
And I, unlike you, did not cheat. And I put...
Oh, you put them differently.
Captain Sonar at 134. So.
Really? So you like Captain Sonar way better than this one?
Yes.
Interesting. Why? I'm curious because...
Real time.
Oh, you like the real time?
Craziness, chaos. This one's more... Seems more strategic and thinky. Not strategic. Yeah, maybe. But anyway, it's more... You can pause and think and analyze, while the other game you're just go, 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 go. Screaming and yelling and laughing and pointing and doing all sorts of stuff.
Oh, there is that too. That too. I liked this. I get that Hunt for Red October feel playing this one. Where you're like, where are they? Where are they hiding? I don't know. I love this. So, but yeah, I like them both pretty equally. I think with more plays of either one, I guess I could differentiate them better. But I haven't played the Captain Sonar as much. So,
okay.
That's cool.
Fair enough.
That's cool.
It's me.
Wow. It is my 100, therefore it is greatness.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It's borderline not greatness.
Well, I guarantee that the next one that I have, you're going to think is greatness.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, oh, I know you will. In fact, I didn't mention the last one was new to my list this year. This one that I'm about to show you was number 46 on my list last year. Okay. But I think it got punished because of so many new solid games and the fact that we haven't played this.
Punitation!
Yep. And this will make Hunter cry because it's one of his faves. And that is the glorious, the beautiful Age of Empires 3. The Age of Discovery. He didn't fall out of his chair, so that's a good sign.
I'm holding my comments until the end.
Oh my. Interesting.
Would you rather not?
I don't know. This game is amazing. Did they reprint this?
Yes, Empire's Age of Discovery.
Okay, so they did reprint this, so you can find this still. This is old and much loved version. But it has basically the board. I'll kind of cheat and show you on here. It's a gorgeous board, and it's split into two different sides. One side, you've got the map of the new world, and it's a bit of area control, and you get some resources and stuff over there. And then on the other side, you've got worker placement. You're changing your workers, too. This is one of the few games that I think we own where the workers that you place can have completely different roles and do different things. And, for example, you can have priests go over and then they can convert some of the natives to being soldiers on your side and things like that. There's a captain that has more power and he counts for more than just a regular sailor. There are ships that you can get and different combinations of resources you can collect to get victory points and things like that too. Absolutely love this game. It's really fun. But I think, honestly, the only reason that this faded for me is just has not been played in a long time. Because it's an incredibly solid game, and I would really recommend if you are interested in any of those aspects, the set collection, the worker placement, the area control, it's got it all and ties a nice pretty bow around it. I absolutely love how smooth this game plays. It is, and it's beautiful. The board's pretty, but it's also utilitarian, so there's nothing extra on there that can confuse you. And once you learn how to play this game, it's really easy to jump back into it. It's very intuitive. So yes, feel free. Oh, here we go. Off and early.
What just happened?
Why?
That game... Did you hear that sales pitch she did for her number 100? When she gets to number 1, she better have, like, sparklers and, like, fireworks exploding because you gave super high praise, crazy good stuff for your 100. You know why? Because it shouldn't be at 100.
This is 99.
Oh, 99. Well, close enough. Same thing.
I love all of my top 100 games. I've already mentioned this. Like, love them. So, just saying.
It was my number 34, and I punitated it a little bit myself, but I didn't totally just denounce it. Denounce?
I didn't denounce it. It's number 99 on my list. I love how it's like, it's not in your top 10. You must hate this game.
Yeah.
No.
It's creeping down my list as well because it just doesn't get played as much.
But it's really good.
It is really good.
So, if it's on my list, go get it. Go play it. There you go. I said it. All right, moving on. This one has stayed fairly solid. Last year it was number 84. This year it is 98. And probably the only reason it dropped is because it also has not been played very much, and that is Gold West. This is a game that I really feel has flown under the radar, and a lot of people either don't know about it or have not heard much buzz about it, and so dismissed it. And the cover is a very unobtrusive, I can't even talk, little cover. Doesn't really reveal much about the game. You can see the board on the back, and the board itself does not necessarily say, ooh, grab and play this. It looks very abstracted, and the art is a little bit misleading. Oddly enough, this is a really good game. It's another one of those sweet spots that it's a short game, lasts maybe an hour, and you're going through and you're working on, it's got a really cool mechanism where you have, your resources are kind of on a timer and they're coming up this ladder, so you can decide when you want to put them and get more or less depending on where you put them on this ladder. But you have to try to plan out your turns several in advance. And then you get bonuses depending on where you go and set up your camp and everything. It's just, I'm fascinated by how this game slipped under the radar. I don't know if they just, I think the box cover doesn't do it any favors.
Yeah.
It's a really fun game. It's really good. I really love the thoughts and the strategies with it.
Yeah, it really just didn't get a lot of buzz. Didn't get a lot, I mean... Z talked about it a little bit, but it really just didn't get a lot of buzz. Yeah,
so I would definitely, if you see this at a convention or something, you should give it a try. I think you would be pleasantly surprised with how much fun Gold West really is. And again, it's an incredibly unloved game, and it needs to be loved more because it does have a lot more to it than at first appearance, which admittedly is not much, though.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. You're right. The box could be killing it, right? Why don't you show like a big mining cave or something interesting?
Yeah, this is something about what you're doing with the game. Because honestly, even in the back, when you're looking at the art, because it's so
looks like an abstract strategy game.
It does. It looks like an abstract strategy game, and it doesn't look all that crazy, but the way that the game plays is phenomenal. So, anyway, my under the radar game of the week, Gold West.
It was my 130, so it's in the same neighborhood-ish. Yeah, I like this one. It's just smooth, it's quick, it's easy to teach.
But it has a little bit of meat to it, right?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and it has something to it. I really like that.
I will not speak ill of that pick.
Well. Hoity-toity. All right. So that was my number 98, Gold West.
Did you say what it was last time? I don't know.
Yeah, it was 84.
So it dropped, okay.
Yeah, it did drop a little bit. Again, we haven't played it much.
Yep.
Here's another one where I set Hunter's hair on fire. This one has dropped some for me. It rose like a skyrocket last year and was at my number 54. I want you to know what game it is. You're going to be like, it was that high? It is now my 97. Probably because we haven't had a chance to play it much. And it may be hard to tell what this is because we have one of the crazy boxes, but this beast is Champions of Midgard. One of Hunter's babies. This is one of his favorites. See, look at this. I swear I just had you on for the faces. This is greatness. Okay, this game is not typically something that I like, so you cannot make that face. There is dice rolling, dice placement, and you're making these different warriors go and fight all of these different Nordic monsters and stuff. It's great. But I don't have the best of luck rolling dice. So I recommend, if you are not one of those people that can have a lot of dice rolling luck, if you were like me and roll poorly, get the Dark Mountains and the Valhalla expansion with Champions of Midgard. And this game sings. It is wonderful. It has a lot of mitigation for the problems that you have with the dice. It introduces more warriors. And if you stink and you still manage to kill off your warriors, there's a Valhalla now where you can actually do something and get something for those warriors that died. So you actually get some benefit for stinking at the game, which is great. You have all these different options. I love the fact, too, that there's now another journey that you can take and a whole nother set of monsters that you can go after. It's pretty cool. Because before you have the monsters that are local, and you can pick those, and there's a couple of different varieties there. And then you can also plan a great voyage and go kill this really big monster. Well, now there's a whole nother set of those big monsters that you can go after. Really, really cool with the expansions. I love this game. Even though, yes, it's right there, 97. What is it on your list?
It's my number 4 game of all time. This game is amazing. It has worker placement. It has dice rolling. It has combat. You can kill your guys and get points. You can do all sorts of missions. You have secret objectives, hidden goals, powers, set collection.
Guess I don't need to say any more about that then. If that didn't sell it, I don't know what would. But yes, it's a really solid game. Highly recommend it with the expansions, though. Wouldn't you agree? Yes. You like it better with the expansions a lot, too. And
yes.
He liked it before without them, so...
It went up my list with the expansions. All the way from 5 to 4.
Mine went from not on my list to 54 last time. So that tells you how much I liked it.
Yeah.
And the only reason it really got punished is it's really not my kind of game, but I still really like it. And we've played so many other solid games since then. We haven't played it as much lately either. So it got punished a little bit for not being played.
My heart is just a cracking in half tonight. What else you got?
Poor thing. Ah, you're not going to freak out about this one. This one, oddly enough, went up a little bit. And I think it is because of its expansion. This was number 116 on my list last year, but this year, it is my number 96, and that is Jamaica. The reason that it went up my list is because of this little number right here, which is the crew. So what this game is a fantastic little pirate game. It's a lighter game. It's a boat race game, treasure gathering, fighting and stealing each other's treasures. yes, you're rolling dice, but it's almost like secondary because there's all sorts of things you can do. There's a couple different paths you can take, and if you land on the same spot as somebody else, you fight, and you have this funny little dice battle, and whoever wins gets treasure and this and that, and you can save up cannonballs and throw extra firepower at them. So if you're not a great dice roller, you can hammer them with extra points there. The crew, though, takes this a whole nother level. It streamlined the game somewhat. It does add the crew members, but some of the extra fiddly bits that were in this game were fixed and put on the crew members. And I really liked that about the game. So now with this expansion, it's easier to explain actually how I think the game works than just playing with this. Oddly enough, even though there's more to it. I know that doesn't sound... they fixed the fiddly stuff, and that's why I think the addition actually made it less difficult to explain. Still a lot of fun, and I really love the addition with the way they did everything with the crew. So, yes, I'm waiting.
No, that's fine. It's my number 155. Mm-hmm. I like the game. I enjoy it, but I've come to the realization that this game is too long for what it is.
Oh, you think so?
It's a light little fun race family weight combat-y game, but you get the higher player counts. You're talking
That's true.
You're talking a couple hours plus, and that's too much for a family game.
That's true, and it does say 30 to 60 minutes, but if you're playing with 6 players...
There's no way you're getting a game done in 60 minutes.
Especially if you keep hitting each other's spots and having battles. It just keeps going and going. It takes...
I guess if someone just makes a mad dash for the end, you could end it that quick, but you get the high player counts, and which is normally when this gets pulled out is when we have
a higher player count, yeah.
5-6 people, and it takes a while, and it really... It's too long. It's too long for what it is, but it's a great game. It's a great game.
It is. It's a lot of fun. I like it at all player counts, but yes, it can run a little bit longer with the maxed out player count. But I don't mind that. I don't know. I like the silly battles. We usually are talking and stuff while we're playing it, so...
That's probably why it takes 2 or 3 hours to do this game.
No, not that. I'm just like, oh, gosh, here we go.
Oh, whose turn is it?
Here we go. No, we don't have the whose turn it is a problem. Oh, man.
That's a good one. That's a good choice. That's a
again.
good choice. And there's nothing wrong with longer family weight games. It's just sometimes it's harder to keep the younger ones engaged for that long.
That's true. That's true. So something to keep in mind, yeah, when you have those, you might want to play with a lower player count.
Or make a race at the end.
Yeah, mad dash. Don't go back for that treasure, people. All right, my number 95 is brand new to the list. And what?
Nothing. It's not. I was about to say the first one, but you had another new one. So.
Oh, yes. Charterstone. Pretty Charterstone. This is another legacy game. This one surprised us by being much more fun than I expected it. I expected it to be kind of meh, this and that, but we immediately turned around and bought the recharge pack, and we can't wait to play it with the girls. This is a solid worker placement game, and it's great because it changes. And I don't want to go into any details because I don't want to ruin it, because if you haven't played this yet, you must go try this. But it has a great storyline to it. The storyline isn't super deep, but it's enough to kind of tweak this worker placement world that you're building up as you go. Absolutely love it. And the fun part about the legacy thing is you now have this unique board that at the end you can still take it and actually play the game. Something about... I guess you could still do that with Pandemic Legacy, go and play the game or something, but no.
I don't think you can play.
I don't know. Are there any other games that you can play afterwards? I mean, they always say you can.
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
Betrayal Legacy is supposed to be that way.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah. But none of the games really you could actually say, hey, you know what? We could just throw this down and play it. We could actually sit down and play the game that we played now with the world that we had built. And I really like that about that. And the neat thing is now we're going to flip the board over and we'll play with the girls, and then we're going to have 2 different boards that we'll be able to choose from to play a game when we're done and still be able to play an actual game of it. Really like that about this. So it's like Legacy +1. So you'll still have a solid board game when you're done with it. So.
Nope. I agree with that. I like it a little more than you. 59 on my list.
Oh, wow.
I got a feeling, though, it has the potential to creep down, but maybe if we do get to play with the girls, it'll push it back up. But yeah, it's just a great I mean, you said that you could play it afterwards, but I don't know how often we would play it afterwards. Because, I mean, that's the beauty in the Legacy game is that evolving the story and revealing the story. Yeah. But, I mean, I could see you playing this as a regular game afterwards.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious to see how much we would revisit that after playing it with the girls.
Yeah.
And see if they want to revisit it. That'll be interesting. That's where I want to really try it out. So we'll see. It'll be kind of one to watch for next year to see where it goes because of that.
That's your number. What number is that?
Right now, this is 95.
So we've done 6 now already?
Mm-hmm.
So,
time flies.
So you're 2 for 4. You're not batting very good.
My gosh.
Let's see how you go for the rest of the way.
Huh. Interesting. All right, my number 94 has dropped a tiny bit. It was number 80 last year. And I think that's just because it hasn't had very many plays. And that is Archaeology, the New Expedition. I like this little game. It is light, fluffy, doesn't take up too much table space, so you can pretty much play it anywhere. Obviously, as you can see, it's highly portable. It's a fun card game where you're doing set collections, and the different sets are of varying amounts and points. And you also have a treasure map, and if you get treasure maps, you can look at, there's usually a special, what do they even call them? Tomb or something. No, they have a name for it.
Expeditions?
No, I think they have different names because there's a whole bunch of different ones. There's like a tomb, and there's these different places you can go. Monuments. Thank you. Yeah, so you have the monuments, and there's a whole stack of cards hidden in there. And sometimes there's that rare card like the Pharaoh's Mask is worth like 15 points, which is ridiculous because a parchment scrap's worth 1. You know, it's crazy. And you have to collect these sets. Well, you have to beware though, because there are sandstorms that will wipe out half of your cards that you can only protect against 1 time. And there are thieves in your midst. And that means that if he draws the thief card, he gets to randomly steal a card out of your hand. And of course, that's going to be the one that you were trying to hide from him, you know, as you're trying to collect these sets. And then there's a common pool in the middle that you can trade out for different things and try to collect your sets. I really like it as a fast-paced, easy-to-teach game. Really like it. Archaeology.
No, no complaints. Again, this is another one. We're in the same ballpark. Mine,
really?
It's 118 for me. It dropped a little bit, but just because we got so many new games. So
wow, I'm impressed though because this is a really light game, and it's.
I just like that it's quick. It's interesting. It's got a little tiny bit of take that. It's I like doing my favorite thing is collect the maps and do the monuments.
Which I don't know how. Like the last game we played, I don't think I saw a single map.
My powers.
I know you got all the
drawing
maps.
powers.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a fun little card. If you're looking for a nice little card game that's easy to teach, that's recognizable to non-gamers in terms of collecting sets of things, and introduces to different mechanisms. The kind of the drafting from the middle. It's got the set collection. It's got a little bit of pressure luck, a little bit of everything.
Absolutely, very fun.
Good one.
All right. So again, that was my number 80 last time. Is my 94. Then my number 93 is new to the list. New to the list.
Brand new. Oh.
And it's the Godfather. Oh my goodness. This game is hysterical. It's much lighter than it appears. This looks like a really heavy, meaty game. It was made by Eric Lang, who does heavy, meaty games with big minis and all sorts of crazy stuff, right? This has none of that. It is the Godfather in miniature. You're little mafia dudes and you're running around the town, and it's kind of area control, so you're trying to take over your turf or maintain your turf, and you can set off car bombs and rob places and send people to sleep at the fishes, which is hysterical because if you do kill off another mafia dude, you throw them in the river. There's a river on the board game. That's my favorite part. And it's just absolutely hysterical. And they've got different minis, and you've got different cards that do different abilities and this and that. And each location that you're occupying, besides being area control, they allow you to do different things. Pretty simple game to learn. And it just smacks of theme. It's hilarious. It's very thematic. Again, I can't express how much lighter this game shocked me. I really thought this was going to be a heavy, rules heavy sort of game, and it's not that at all. It's kind of misleading. So if you haven't played this and you have any interest in the Godfather theme whatsoever, it's pretty fun. I thoroughly enjoyed playing this.
It's a fun game. We gotta get this one to the table again. Well,
yeah.
Hopefully during our resolution of playing all our games.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll hit the table. I want to play with more players, but we're in the same general area. 101. It was my just missed my list game. I like it. It's fun. It's like you said. It's hilarious. It's got take that, but there's so much take that going on. It's just like part of the game.
Yeah,
it doesn't really bother you, I guess.
Yeah, because it's not like it's something that you're working really hard towards, and all of a sudden you lose. I mean, everybody's losing stuff left and right. It's right. So you expect it in the game too. It's about the mob, so.
That's a good one. That's a good choice. Yeah. I will not argue. You've redeemed yourself slightly. You're still not 500 yet.
Oh my god.
You're heading that way though. So far,
man.
Hadn't been a shocker in a while. So
a while isn't like 4 games.
Yeah. Way back in the dark ages.
Oh my gosh.
The Dark Mountain.
Being all sad, so sad. This game rose a little bit, and
what?
Yes, this was 127, and it's my 92 now, and I think part of it is we played some games that are similar, and I remembered how much fun I had playing this. And it's Royals. This game is another one of those that it has a lot to it, but once you figure out how to play it, it's very simple to play. It's the strategy that will kind of make you think about it. It's area control, but you also are controlling so you have the princes and prince and the king and all these different people. So you're controlling these different regions of different countries, but you also have a place on the side with those people. So you're using the kings and the princes and all this stuff, but you also get points for which person you're using to control the areas. So you're kind of keeping score at 2 different levels. And it's that balance that makes the game really fun. And there's a lot of smack talk. There's a little bit of take that, because when you go to take an area, you pop this guy off, and then what was it they call it? Going to the church or something? We call it going to the church, because we're like, you totally killed that guy. Yeah. But because he doesn't appear back later on. But it's a lot of fun, and I really like surprisingly, I like the take that in this again, because you sort of expect it, because it's all about these different royal families vying for power and beating each other up to take over the land and everything, right? I mean, given the theme, you expect that, I guess. Yeah,
but I mean, it's area control. It's not necessarily take that. It's not like...
Oh, it feels take that to me. I mean, like, that's how we play it anyway. It's like, ha-ha, take that. That's it. I'm pretty sure I quoted you.
Take that.
Yeah, take that.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right. I like this one. It's like you said, I think it's the multi-layered area control. You're controlling regions. But then within the whole board, you're controlling certain character types. So it's like, do I go for region? Do I go for a character type?
Do I try to bounce
I say someone's collecting this one thing. Do I go for something else? Or do I try to race them for that one thing? And like you said, it's really easy. It's got almost a Ticket to Ride-ish card drafting system.
That's true.
Where you're taking cards and you're using those different colored cards to do things on the board. So yeah, it's easy teach. I first time we played this, I think we were at Dice Tower Con a couple years ago, and someone just wandered up and jumped in. I taught a brand new. Yeah, it didn't even seem like she was a big gamer. I got the vibe that she wasn't a heavy gamer, but she picked up on it and understood it, and it
was awesome. So. Yeah, that was a fun play. So again, give this one a shot. I think this was a Dice Tower Essentials game too, and with good reason, because it's another one of those, like Hunter just said, that's got that magic, easy to teach, but has great strategy.
Yep.
Fantastic game. And it's not very long either. I want to say, wasn't it?
60, an hour. 90.
Yeah, it's that magical 60 minutes.
So it was my 124, so ballpark.
Okay. Yeah. Not too bad. Not too bad.
It's not my number 4 or anything.
True. You're a little bitter still. He's going to be hung up on that for the whole series. You just wait.
No, I'm sure there's going to be... Well, there may not be worse, but we'll see. That was pretty bad.
My heart.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the last one for today is my number...
last one?
I know. Time flies. This is my number 91. Last year, it was 98. It's maintaining, which is pretty impressive that it actually went up, because I think part of it is we had a recent play. And that brought back all the good memories. And that is Battlestar Galactica. This hadn't gotten played much at all in recent past. And then one of our friends brought over an expansion, and we all played this again. And it just brought back how much fun we have playing this game. Is it in print?
No, it is out of print.
Okay. So sadly, you're going to need to find this at a library somewhere or find somebody that owns this game. You do not need to have any knowledge of Battlestar Galactica, although it can be extra fun to have all the flavor text and things like that, you know, and understand the characters better. But you don't need it at all. This is a game where it's a cooperative. You've got a hidden traitor / traitors, and you are on the ship trying to make it to your new destination before you're destroyed from without with all these Cylon ships, and within with sneaky Cylons sabotaging the ship from within. It is so much fun, and if you do know about the Battlestar Galactica universe, it's a great time to smack talk and quote the show and all sorts of goody, silly sci-fi references as well. I really enjoyed that. The expansion's really fun, but it's not necessary to the enjoyment, of course. This, just playing it base game, I thought was really fun too.
Fine.
We never even purchased the expansion, but the expansion does bring a lot of extra things to it. But if you've never played it before, the base game is fantastic. And each character has a unique ability. There's someone who's really good at piloting the ships and will go out and shoot down all the little ships that are trying to attack you. There is someone who's a good mechanic, and then you've got a good leader that's good at delegating and moving people around. And there's all the different things. And of course, then there's the Cylon that once revealed gets other superpowers that they can do. A lot of really neat asymmetrical abilities. And of course, it's better if you work as a team to survive, because sometimes things will just happen and all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're going along doing great, and then you have 12 ships attacking you. And you have to survive. It's insane. And meanwhile, your ship's dying, and it's great. I love it. So, Battlestar Galactica, a great play. Hope you can find it and play it sometime.
So that's my 48, so I'm slightly sad.
Slightly sad? Yeah, so you really still love it.
Super sad. No, I do love it, and it's hung like right at the same spot on my list consistently. It just holds its own in that spot. I think we play it just often enough that it stays where it is. So we haven't played it in a while, but recently we played it, so that's why it's hung on my list. But yeah, I love it. I love hidden traitor games. I love epic games. This game has an epic feel to it. Just a really, really good game. If you like the show, you should try to have the opportunity.
Oh, definitely.
Try to take the opportunity to play this game.
The old or the new show, for that matter. So, there you go. That is my 100 to 91. Stick around and we'll have the next set of 10 coming up soon. Thanks so much, guys.